Good afternoon, Cardiff. This is Rabia Abdul Wahid, and you are tuned in to Day by Day. It's Monday, 31st of October today. Voila, Halloween. If you're a parent, I'm sure you're going to be out and about with your children trick-or-treating, and if you're an adult, well, I'm sure you got something planned, some fun party. So, if you want to contact us, you can use our Twitter handle at Radio Cardiff or email me, rabia at radiocardiff.org. Which brings me to my next point. I want to thank you, one of our listeners, who've sent me this book. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. And apparently I've been told that if I play a chant, which was sent to me by this listener, anonymous, no name, so thank you, hi there. And if I concentrate on these words, my guest for today will just appear. Well, let's give it a try. Don't forget, you can always go at Radio Cardiff, which is our Twitter handle, and contact us. So, without further ado, let's do this thing.
Raka Uchapatat, Raka Uchapatat, Raka Hiki Katonga, Rakta Shopanga, Rakta Beja Beja Joy, Kabla Patakan Shlo, Guzzle Gathering, Catastrophe on par, Exodus and lycanthropy on par, Guzzle Gathering, Catastrophe on par.
So, you seek to interview me. Ask of me that which you desire.
Yes, thank you. I didn't expect you to actually show up. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'm good. So, what should I call you?
Well, I've been known by many names over the ages. Satan, Lucifer, the King of Hell, the Dark Lord. But you may call me my Lord, if you so wish.
No, actually not for me. There's only one true Lord for me.
Ah, yes, dear Father in heaven.
And it is He who is my Lord. So you accept Him as the God of all things, right?
Well, of course, for I too play my part in His great plan.
So you don't hate Him then?
Why would I hate Him?
Well, he's good, and you're evil. He cast you out of heaven and sent you to hell, and surely you resent him for that.
No. Firstly, I am not evil. I am simply fulfilling my part in his great plan. And secondly, he is still my father and I love him. He has his reasons and I have my purpose.
So, why did he cast you out of heaven?
Well, quite simply, I would not bow to humanity. I believe you are unworthy of his love.
Unworthy? Why?
You are a fickle, treacherous, finite breed, and I think he believes in your potential far more than you deserve.
Okay, I'll try not to take that one personally. So, on a lighter note, what is your favorite food?
My favourite food?
Yeah.
Well, deviled eggs, deviled ham, deviled wings, chicken a la diavola. Basically anything with the word devil in it.
Is that a vanity thing, or do you genuinely like these foods?
Well, let's just say that these foods were named after me for a reason. I like spice, and plenty of it. These humans serve me their delights, and if they so please me, I reveal them myself to them, and give my blessing to the name and wash it down with an aged Diablo Red or a pint of Devil's Brew.
Fascinating. So it is safe to say that you have been doing this for a long, long time.
I am eternal, my child. I have tasted every pleasure and indulged every desire that humanity has to offer.
So what do you do in your spare time? Do you have any hobbies? How do you like to chill out? I mean, you must do something.
I rarely have time to chill out, but there are certain times of the year that I like to step back and create. I love my music, as many of the great artists have depicted me playing my fiddle throughout the ages. Many have sold their souls for the gift of music and art, although many more have sold their souls for far less.
You mean they sell their souls for trivial things? I mean, why would they do that?
Well, some do it for glory, or wealth, or fame. Some do it for legacy and the desire to be remembered or loved. All desire has a price, and the price is always high, even when such desire is attainable, even without my intervention.
So how do people sell their souls to you? Is there some sort of procedure?
It varies from culture to culture. Some may pray to me, others may be more ritualistic in sacrificial offerings. Most recently, people have summoned me to crossroads to make a deal or an agreement. Much of it is perception and expectation, and I am happy to oblige after all. A soul is a soul and life is short.
It just amazes me that people would do such things, really.
Like I said, everyone has their price.
As it's Halloween, I've got to ask, what do you think of it? I mean, do you find it flattering that people celebrate it and use your image in their masks and decorations? Or do you find it insulting or feel that they're mocking you?
Halloween, good old Samhain. Actually quite like Halloween. I can walk among you in my truest form, and people don't question it and tell me I look great. What's not to like? Or love even. It's also one of those times of the year that I spoke of earlier, where I can step back and indulge my passions. But why are we talking of Halloween? It's so trivial in the grand scheme of things.
Well, what would you like to talk about?
I don't know, I expected more. You're a Muslim woman of strong faith, yet you asked me about Halloween and hobbies. I am the devil, and I am here. I expect you to test me, to challenge me, to ask the big questions. Do not waste my time. What do you really want to ask me?
Okay, why do you lead us astray? Why do you corrupt the souls of man?
Finally, a question of insight and merit. I do not lead you astray, you lead yourselves, for man shall lead to his own destruction. I simply tempt, suggest, and whisper to the hearts of men. It is to their strength or weakness should they listen. I do not corrupt, I show, I tell, I plant the seeds of perception. I awaken desire, it is a testament to the strength of faith, whether they act upon it.
But that's the same thing. However, inadvertently, you're bringing evil into the world.
On the contrary, my dear, the evil is already here. It is in the lies that are told. It is in the betrayals of the weak. It is inherently in the hearts of men. I am simply a conduit for their souls, and their truth is the testament to their judgment.
I just can't accept that. Humanity is inherently good. It is your intervention that corrupts them.
But you must also accept that free will is man's gift. That choice becomes the covenant of his character. That without free will, there is only blind servitude to divinity or the laws of man. I simply play my part in the great plan.
What great plan allows you to beguile men, to inflict such atrocities as we see in the world? How can you be fine with turning men to such monsters? What gives you the right?
I believe that men should have free will to make his own choices, to forge his own destiny, to create his own future. I believe that free will would not blindly follow faith into servitude, and so such a deal was made with God so very long ago that they would have that free will until Judgment Day, and that God would step back and I would tempt them from the path that he has laid out before them. And that, my child, is what gives me the right.
But that is just evil, you know. You will be punished. You will be burned in hell.
My dear Rabia, I have burned in hell for a millennia. I walk in eternity. I would rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. To me, good and evil are but concepts of the lesser species. Is a cat evil when it plays with a mouse? A lion's evil when they hunt their prey? A crocodile's evil when they eat their prey alive?
That's different. That's nature. That's instinct and survival. I mean, there's no malice of thought. Animals don't know such concepts where men can kill and display cruelty with forethought and intention.
Then you must concede that man has within him to commit such barbarity, that without it I would have no purpose. Ergo, the tribulations of humanity are a self-actualization of intent, and on that measure will they be judged.
But it is your fault that they do those things. It is your fault.
You are so quick to blame me, but I am not accountable for the actions of evil men. The blood is on their hands, and they so gullible that they can be swayed so easily.
Okay, I can see that. This will just go round and round in circles. So let's try another question.
Okay. Then ask your question, child.
Okay. What is your greatest achievement in the modern age?
Greatest achievement?
Yeah.
I think I would have to say the division in society.
Division. Explain, please.
It's quite simple, really. Firstly, you divide the ideals by which people live. You take your right-wing ideology and you amplify their sense of patriotism, their sense of xenophobia, their national identity, their racial intolerance, their paranoia, and their moral indignity, all in the name of cultural preservation. A whisper here, an idea there, and before you know it, they're rallying their friends and neighbours on a path of hate and intolerance, as they drive out the perceived invaders and interlopers in their community. This in turn gives rise to the other side of the spectrum, the left wing. Now I'm particularly proud of how that's shaping up.
Proud. Why? What did you do?
Well, it's rather clever actually. First they begin to oppose the right wing as they see the danger of what they represent, and this in turn creates a sense of virtuous opposition. And this feels good to them. They're fighting the good fight, and the more they do it, the better they feel. And they can signal this virtue to the world and receive validation for their efforts. So next they adopt a philosophy of victimhood to assess oppression, status among their community based on race, gender, sexual orientation and sexual identity. Before you know it, everyone is a victim of oppression, as they fight the patriarchy, white privilege, male privilege, straight privilege, gender privilege, and finally history itself. And so deeper down the rabbit hole they go, becoming a virtuous hive mind of woke culture. But it doesn't stop there. Now they are offended by everything, as they suppress freedom of speech, censor the arts, and cancel people for wrongthink. People become afraid to speak out, artists become afraid to express themselves. They believe they are the pillars of virtue holding back the evil in the world, completely oblivious to the fact that they are worse than those they oppose. Now anyone who diverts from their narrative is an enemy and a target. It's quite beautiful, really.
Beautiful. Seriously. In what way?
Well, beautiful in its intricacy. It's ongoing. They constantly need a virtue validation fix. And so they start turning on each other, believing they fight for truth and social justice, but in reality it's just hate and intolerance masquerading as compassion. They eat each other alive, oblivious to the irony of what they have become. And so, easy, a whisper here, a thought there, and a generous amount of sympathy and self-pity for good measure. Voila! Behold the culture woke. The only other time I pulled this off was Germany last century.
Wow, you've been busy, haven't you? So one final question. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In 5 years?
Yeah.
I will be doing the same as I have always done, tempting humanity to falter while waiting for Judgment Day to come.
Well, listeners, this was Day by Day with Rabbi Abdul Wahid from 98.7 FM, and our interview with the devil. Mr. Devil, dare I call you. I have a tradition on my show that before I finish my show, I ask my guest if they have a favorite song or tune they want me to play. I'll happily do that for them, and I usually do. So, in your case, what would that be?
I will do one better than that, my dear.
Is that so?
I will sing it for you.
Really?
Yes.
You can sing?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
And you, my dear, will sing with me.
No.
I am the darkness in the night, the demon in your mind. I am the thoughts you try to fight that leave your will so blind. I whisper to the hearts of men, entice their souls to sin. And so my voice calls out again and flows so deep within. Behold the demon. Behold the demon. Tell you things that weaken you, the lust that you abhor. I make you hate the things you do, yet make you crave for more. Convincing you have no choice, that this is who you are. Become the slave unto my voice, I'll see you fall so far. Behold the demon. Behold the demon. Projecting thoughts into your dreams, embraced as are your own, till in your eyes the madness gleams beyond the lust you've known. And so you act on my command, my joy to watch you fall. Corrupted soul with sin so grand, be held within my thrall. Behold the demon. Behold the demon. Eternal darkness is my face, depraving souls of man. With all the souls that fall from grace, I've lived since time began. You see me in the rage unfurled, my will shall not desist. My greatest trick upon your world, you think I don't exist. Behold